Good evening, good evening, my brothers and sisters. How you doing this beautiful evening? Your brother Tony is in the house. Come on in. My brother and sister, go ahead and invite some more family members and friends to the dinner table because you know it's time for that good food for the soul. If this is your first time coming to the dinner table, my brother and sister, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. I talk about relationship from a spiritual point of view. I strongly believe in a relationship between a man and God, a man and a man and a woman together serving one God. That's my position. And my position comes from the book of Genesis. That's my position. Now, if you have another position on a relationship, you have what is called a free will. You can do whatever you choose to do. But if you sit at the dinner table, I'm letting you know where I come from when it comes to a relationship. You can disagree with me if you want to. Even if you disagree, I still encourage you, my brothers and sisters and guests, to still stay at the dinner table and get some of this good food for your soul, okay? I'm on two different platforms. I'm on the book and I'm on the tube. Those of you on the book, you may not see the people names and comments on the tube, and vice versa. Those of you that are on the tube, you may not see the names and comments of those on the book. But I would call out the name every now and then. I will call out the comment. So we are brothers and sisters here, okay? If you have any questions, my brother, sister, and guests, if you have any questions during the broadcast at the dinner table, just go ahead and put in the comment section and we'll address it at that time. Or if you want to, you could wait till we get at the end of our dinner time for the dessert, and we'll go over any comments or question at that particular time. With that said, my brothers, and with that said, my sister, we are going to look at the menu. And on the menu for tonight is when she tells you that she needs time to herself. Time. Again, when she tells you that she needs time to herself, time. That's the key word. Now, when a man, my brothers and sisters, is planning on marrying or he is already married to a woman, there is a particular way that man needs to conduct himself as far as talking and behaving towards that young woman, which is his woman. So, and that's what we're dealing with at the dinner table tonight. When she tell you that she need time for herself, let me and let me go ahead and get to the appetizer before we get to the main course. Okay, as it is written in First Peter 3:7. Again, as it is written in First Peter 3:7. First Peter 3:7 say, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, give honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayer be not hindered. So, my brothers, you got to understand this. You got to understand when it comes to a woman that you're planning on getting married to, or you married, the Bible say that she's the weaker vessel. That don't mean she's slow of learning or anything like that. It doesn't mean that. She just the weaker vessel, okay? Because God put you at the leadership role, my brothers, okay? So she is considered the weaker vessel, and the woman needs to follow you. You see, brother, your position is you're supposed to submit to the Lord Jesus. If there's a lot of men out there, especially worldly men, they want a woman to submit to them, but they're not submitted to God. So, brother, when God brings you together with a godly woman, you need to understand some things. You need to have wisdom when it comes to a woman. Because let me tell you this, my brother, when God brings a woman to you, he is entrusting you with that woman. How you doing, Sister Cynthia Paul? Welcome to the dinner table. Remember, when God brings a woman to you, he is entrusting you with that woman. When God brings a woman to you, from God's point of view, he bringing a woman to you because you basically are together. God had prepared you for this moment, okay? Because you delighted in the Lord. So he's seeing that desire in you. So he's bringing a woman. He bringing a woman to you to be a helpmeet. Now you are complete in God with with his spirit. But when God bring a woman to you, you remember you're going to be converted, brother, not only one spirit, but you're going to lock up with a woman, the soul and the flesh. So you're going to be more of a complete man when God bring that woman to you. That's why Adam said, in reference to Eve, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man. And remember, my brothers, the woman is the weaker vessel according to God's word in 1 Peter 3:7. And not only that, the Bible said, and being heirs together of the grace of life, that woman is equal to you. That's what a lot of you guys understand. The woman is equal to you, but you got a position and role in that relationship, brother. And she has a position and role. Your position, brother, is you are placed in the leadership role. That's why God holds you more responsible in the relationship than that of the woman. And all of this go back to the Garden of Eden, okay? So God, he rearranged some things when Adam and Eve fell. So he put you, brother, as the leader in the relationship. The Bible clearly say, and it is written, Christ is the head of man, man is the head of the woman, and then Christ is the head of, God is head of Christ. Let me rephrase that again. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of the woman, and God is the head of Christ. That's the order of a relationship. And not only that, brother, it's very, very, very interesting. And this is a caution, brother. If you planning on marrying a woman, or if you already married to a woman, this is specifically to my brothers in Christ. This is something that you need to be aware of before you get married to a woman, and especially if you're already married to a woman. When God bring a woman to you, you need to be aware of this last statement that I'm about to make, and it say that your prayers be not hindered. So, brother, if you planning on marrying a woman, or brother, if you already married to a woman, if you do not treat that woman right, your prayers are going to get hindered based on how you treat that woman, which is your wife. So if you're not planning on treating that woman right, my brother, how you doing, Sister Susanna? Welcome to the dinner table. Brother, if you're not planning on treating that woman right, for your sake, you need not to marry that woman. Because you get a warning from God's own word in 1 Peter 3:7 that your prayers be not hindered. That's why sometimes you guys, those of you that are married already, and you wondering why things are just falling apart, a lot of it could be hinged on your lack of faith in God. But what if you do have faith in God? It depends on how you treat that woman that God entrusted in your hands. Now, if you brothers have a good woman in your life, you need to have that wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and discernment so that you don't have to listen to these words. Brother, 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 there's 7 phrases that I'm going to put out there that you never would like to hear from your woman. That's why you need wisdom most of all to see things from God's perspective. Number 1, when she tell you that she needs time to herself. Number 1, you messed up. You did something, my brother. You messed up. And she's thinking about whether to stay or not. You understand that, brother? When she tell you that she need time, you probably did something, you messed up. And she's thinking about whether to stay with you or not. Something you did causing her to second guess herself about being in a relationship with you. And when I say something happened, I'm talking about something that probably really, really severe, like probably another woman. You messing up the money or something like that. You're not you're not doing that leadership thing. So this is probably on a first offense. You probably been doing pretty decent, but you, brother, you cross a boundary line. She got knowledge of it. She's a good woman, and you know she's a good woman. But you probably thought that the grass was green out there. So you took a chance and you did something wrong. You messed up, and now she's in a position where she had now you put in a position whether or not she want to trust you, okay? You never want your woman to get to a position where she has to second guess herself with you when it comes to trust. You never want to do that. You see, the thing about it, brother, every night when your woman go to bed, you want your woman hard to smile. You understand that, brother? You don't want to put nothing on your woman's mind and heart before she go to bed. You supposed to want that woman, your wife, to go to bed, and anything else, if anything else bothers her, don't let it be you bothering her, okay? You want her to go to bed with a smile in her heart. If you cause her to smile in her heart, she's gonna be smiling on her face. A big smile gonna be on her face. Number two, when she tell you she need time to herself, she wants more of what you giving to her. And this primarily a lot of time, you brothers that's planning on marrying a woman, let's say, brother, that you have been serious and committed to the woman. You say serious, say you committed. And then for you married brothers too already, you're not really spending time with her. Quality time, my brother, it is very important when it comes to your woman. Those of you brothers that have committed, I mean, you're serious and you're committed, you're engaged to that woman, quality time, you need to spend quality time. Brother, when you're married to this woman, quality time. You need to make quality time for your woman. You brothers that are dating a woman, brothers, those of you that are not married, you know whether or not you want to marry that woman. Not brother. If you're not going to marry the woman, let her know that you're not going to marry her. Don't string a woman along. That's the worst thing you could do. So a lot of times, if you stringing a woman along, I'm talking to you, Christian brother, you stringing a woman along, she probably gonna get to the point where she want to pull back. And then she pull back, that could probably be she want quality time. Or if you holding her up too long, you see in her mind, she already want to be married, but you delaying marriage for a certain period. I mean, for some reason, you say that you need to learn more about her. How much more you got to learn? Whenever you get in a relationship with a woman or a man, you're gonna always have to learn something about that person because you're imperfect. That person is imperfect. And as you grow, your thought processes change. You're not going to be that person that you meet today and not going to be the same person 5 years from now. He or she may do some similar thing, but their thought process is going to change. So people change. And my brother, uh, if you're not giving her quality time, really, she probably going to pull back on you because what she's doing is protecting her feelings. So when she tell you she need time, she probably trying to get ready to walk away from the relationship. And I'm talking those of you that are not married. Now, those of you that are married, she wants quality time from you. Cause a lot of guys, and some of you Christian brothers, you did everything you supposed to do to get the woman. So when you get the woman, brother, and you marry the woman, you don't do the same thing that you did to keep her. What you do, you increase on what you did when you laid the foundation in a relationship from the beginning. So it's an ongoing process, brother, because you're supposed to grow in love, and she's supposed to feel that love for her. Back to those of you that are planning, that are dating a woman, she might have a certain timetable in her mind, and she may be pulling back because you say you love her, and you're doing these kind of things. But a lot of women, they looking for that engagement ring. You understand? So she may pull back because in her mind she might be saying she probably wastes her time. You say you love me and we doing this or that, but I don't have no concrete proof. Yes, you do a nice thing for me and stuff, but if you say you love me and you say we're gonna get married, where is my ring? A lot of women they looking for that ring. So, brother, if you say that you're serious and committed to that woman, you need to go ahead and plan when you and that woman gonna say I do. Like I say, it doesn't take us men a long period of time, sister, to know whether or not we want to marry you. So, brothers, you don't want her to pull back on you when she tell you she need more time, because she probably might about to make an adjustment to go in another direction. Number three, and this is a sad thing, brothers, right here. Number three, when she tell you that she needs time, a lot of time you just ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You are very, very inconsistent with your word and your action. So she's trying to balance what you say versus what you do. So on the scale, you're not balanced. Your words and your action doesn't match up. So what happened? She get into trust issues with you. And it could be someone out there that's trying to get her attention that appears to be more serious minded than you. So there's a strong possibility, brother, if you're not doing what you say you're going to do and follow it up with action, because they say action speak louder than the word. And then there could be this other guy that's really working to get her attention. She have met someone else. So I'm telling you, brother, when it comes to a woman, and even you married guy, you have to let that woman know that she is the most important person to you after the Lord. So you don't want that woman saying she need more time so she can start spending with someone else. Number five, she has gotten tired of being bruised by you. You are abusive. So she telling you she needs time. There's some of you guys, even Christian guys, you're abusive. You may not hit her with your hand, but you could be hitting her with some hard words. My brother, you cannot talk to a woman the same way you talk to a man. A woman is feminine. She's emotional. Men are more analytical. A man could take more of a verbal assault than a woman. So, brother, if you can abuse that woman's mind, you can abuse her heart, and you can abuse her body or her upkeep and finances. So there are some of you guys, and I hate to say it, some of you Christian brothers, you abusive. And let me tell you something. Words hurt, because the Bible say that the tongue had the power of life and death. Don't you know, brother? Like, let's say, for instance, not telling you to do, I'm just giving you for example. If you like punch her on her shoulder, she might grab my arm and say, "Oh, that's a it could hurt, but it's a temporary hurt." But if you say something to her and call her an ungodly name, those words that come out of your mouth, they sting more and they last more than your hand. I'm not telling you to don't never lay no hands on a woman. You understand? How you doing, Sister Flo? Well, to the dinner table. Never lay your hands on a woman. And never, brother, abuse that woman's mind or her feelings, because it lasts longer. So when she might tell you that she needs time to herself, and when a woman tell you that she needs time for herself and you're abusive, you know what she's actually probably doing? She might have left you several times and you sweet talked her and you told her to come back. You won't do it no more, but you keep doing it and doing it and doing it. She's gonna get to the point where she's gonna throw her hands up and she's gonna bounce on you. How you doing, brother Mac Heavy? So my brothers, you cannot. How you doing, Sister Sarita Howard? How you doing? I hope that I pronounced your name right, sister. Welcome to the dinner table. So you can't be abusive to her, because if you be abusive, she might come to the point where she tell you she need time to herself. So when she tell you she need time for herself and she start getting quiet, she is checking out. Because you see, a lot of times when it comes to a relationship, brother, if she really care about you, a lot of time women trying to fix the relationship. You might not think that it's important, but a lot of times it's important to that woman. So when she comes to you to discuss the relationship, she may come to you like and say, we need to talk. And this is what a lot of you guys need to understand. A lot of time when women say we need to talk, even though she say we need to talk, you got to exercise wisdom at that time. When she said we need to talk, what she actually saying, I need to talk to you. That's what she actually saying. But say some of you brother, you look at the word from the surface. That's why you have to read between the lines, because when she say we need to talk, more than likely she want to do all the talking, and she wants you to do the listening. She don't want to do all the talking, then you come up with something that's not your time. Just address what she got to say at that time. And then you come back with what you need to talk about at another time. But let that woman have the flow, because when there's an issue in a relationship, she's gonna tell you. But you don't want her to keep coming telling you the same thing. She want to tell you, and when she tell you what's going on, brother, when she see a problem, don't get defensive. What you're supposed to do, brother, is be receptive to what she's saying and see if there any way that you can adjust your behavior. I'm not telling you to change who you are, but adjust what you're doing. Okay? You adjust what you're doing and listen to it. You see, brother, when your woman is talking to you, you're supposed to listen to her with your heart. You see, a lot of you guys, you want to listen to the woman with your ears. No, you listen to a woman with your heart, meaning you're supposed to empathize with what that woman's saying. You can't be analytical all the time. You got to feel like what the saying, put yourself in another person's shoe. You got to feel what she's saying. You got to try to mentally put yourself in her position and as if you are talking to you. So it's very important how you respond to her when she talk. I know that communication is verbal and nonverbal. That's the words, and the nonverbal is her body language. So when she talking to you, brother, you have to listen to what she say and look at her body language, because you get a full dose of how she really feeling about you. And it's very important that you listen to her. Don't listen to cut her off. Just give her your full attention. Turn that TV off or whatever distraction, because she needs to talk. You want her at the end of her talking. You want the issue to be resolved. You never want her to go to the bedroom and it's unresolved. You don't want this thing to go into another day. Whatever the issue is with you, need to solve it. That's why she bringing it to you. So when she bring it to you, she wants to get it resolved. Do whatever it is, brother, to resolve it, because you want your relationship. Your home is for peace. All that stuff out there, that chaos and stuff out the world. But when you in your house is not your home. Your apartment is not your home. Your condo is not your home. Your home is when you and that woman together in that structure. That's your home. So you want peace. Not only do you desire peace, brother, she desire peace too. So, like I said, listen to what she have to say and and cut down on how you talk to her, because those words, they hurt longer than a pop on the shoulder. Don't put your hand on her. If you do put your hand on her, you put your hand on her in loving kindness, not as a form of injuring her. You don't want to injure her heart. You don't want to injure her mind. You don't want to injure her body, and you don't want to injure her financially. There are some of you guys, you talk to a woman to quit working. You say you ain't got to work out, take care of everything. But as a source of punishment, you want to hold back on the money and stuff. So that's the form of abuse too. So you can abuse a woman verbally, mentally, emotionally, bodily, and financially. You don't want to abuse that woman any other. You don't want to do it. Number 5, you don't want her to tell you that I need time. Number 5, you don't allow her. You don't want her to be around her family and friends. It's just all you, brother. I could throw that into the abuse category. Give her some space sometime. She needs space sometime. It can't be all you, brother. Let her have a life too, besides her time with the Lord, her time with you. And if you got children sometime, brother, you need to get the children and let her spend time with the family members or friend. Give her some free time. She needs some free time, just like you need free time, brother. And brother, whatever you do, do not try to break the relationship between her and her family, especially if they're a good family and friend. I can understand if she got some acid type of family member, acid type of friend, you and her need to have that discussion. But some guys, you want to cause the woman to break off all ties to her family member and friend. Don't do that, brother. Don't do that. Especially they're probably decent people. Don't do that. Let her spend time with her family member and friend. Okay. Uh Another thing, why you don't want her to say she needs more time, she needs time to herself. You keep doing the same negative stuff over and over again. And this goes back to you're not spending like quality time with her, okay? Or you did, or going back to number one. Remember what I said, number one, you messed up and now she think about whether or not to stay with you. You somewhat got it resolved, but now you're doing it over and over again. So you keep doing the same negative stuff over and over again. What's gonna happen is she's gonna get to the point where she stopped talking to you. And you see, at that particular time, brother, when your woman decide not to talk to you, you are in a dangerous position. Very dangerous when she stopped talking about it. Because she came to you to get clarity and stuff, right? She came to you to resolve it. But you keep doing the same thing over because you're thinking that she ain't gonna go nowhere. Especially if everything is on you and you told her quit her job and all that kind of stuff or whatever. But let me tell you, women can be very, very resourceful. They can. So, brother, if you keep doing something and she stopped talking to you, you think you call it nagging. It's not nagging if she come to you with a grievance. It's not nagging. It's a problem that needs to be fixed. So when she stopped or what you think is nagging, she came to the point where she probably cried her last tear. And when she cried her last tear, she probably not even around you nowhere. She done made up her mind that this is not working. And when she get to the point in her mind that this is not working, she's gonna start shutting down on you. She may do something what she's supposed to do as a wife. She might still, she might still handle the household thing. She might even still be sleep in the same bed with you, but she have checked out on you mentally and emotionally. So when she have checked out on you mentally and emotionally, brother, a lot of time, she probably is getting prepared to leave you. And a lot of time, if a woman is ready to leave you, a lot of time they ain't no probably say, I'm leaving you. You will be able to tell based on how she conversate with you. If she used to be talkative, she's not talkative no more. Is she, when you talk to her, it's like she only respond to you just responding, gonna be very short. When y'all go to bed at night and you want to get real friendly with her, and she used to be like the Niagara Fall when y'all been to bed, but now she like the Sahara Desert. And she laying in the bed up under you, and she not responsive like she used to be. And she be like a ice queen. She like she's from Alaska. She just laying there, and you doing all that the huffing and puffing, and she ain't doing nothing, just laying there. She not responsive. You know why she not responsive to you when you get a horizontal? Because her mind and her feelings gone. She might let you do your Mister stuff, but she's gone. So you got to understand that, brother. She checking out on you. And the final thing, especially if the woman is single, brother, and she doing some things, she's a Christian woman, and she doing some things with you that she knows she don't supposed to be doing. You brother and you sister, I'm talking to you single brother and single sister that call yourself Christians, okay? She, y'all might say that you're serious and committed to each other, but you're sleeping together, and it's bothering her conscience. And it bothers her conscience because you ain't trying to get married. You like things just the way they are. And I talk to some of you Christian brothers, you like things just the way they are, even sleeping with the woman. She get to the point where her conscience is starting to bother her. Why is her conscience starting to bother her? Because she thinking about she could lose her soul still doing that same thing with you, and she knows she's not doing it in the right type of relationship. She know that she violating herself in her relationship with God, because she know in her mind that the only time you and her supposed to be being physical is if she's your wife. But she been doing it for you just to be doing it. And she might enjoy the moment, but she get to the point where she start thinking, she said, this is not right. I need to stop doing this. This is not right. So my brother, she might start pulling away from you because she don't want to lose her soul. So a recap, when she tells you that she needs time, you don't want a woman to tell you that she needs time. That means number one, you messed up and she thinking about whether or not to leave or stay with you. Number two, she want more of you. That means she want more quality time. Or if you're single, she looking for that ring. She want that ring as concrete proof with a date on it. Number three, your words and your action are not consistent, and someone else is trying to move in on you. So that guy's getting more of her time because you ain't doing what you say. So she done met someone else. Number four, she's getting tired of you being mentally, verbally, emotionally, physically, and probably financially abusive to her. Number five, you don't want her talking to no one. You don't want her talking to her family, her friends. You want her to cut off all connection to them, and she probably got some good family members and friends, but you don't want her talking to nobody. You cutting off her social life. You think it's supposed to be you and her, but you have access to your family friend, but you don't want to talk to her family friend. That's a no-no. Number six, you keep doing the same thing over and over again. She came to you and you say you're gonna improve, but you're not. She came talking to you several times, and then she get to the point where you won't get it, and you're not going to try to help fix the relationship. So she get quiet on you. She shut down. She could still do what she's supposed to do otherwise, but she shut down on you on all levels. She talked to you only when necessary. She tried to avoid you. She don't want you touching her and all that kind of stuff. She have mentally and emotionally checked out. The last thing she got to do is to wait till you go to work and then she bounce on you, because she know your schedule and she knows she don't want to cause no conflict. So when they start getting quiet, a lot of time they're planning on making that move. And when you go to work, you come home, you put that key in the door, and it ain't Christmas time, but you're gonna feel like the Grinch stole Christmas when you open that door and the only thing you see is a crumb. It ain't might not even be no crumb, cause the Grinch even took that little crumb so that mice can have it. If you all watch the Grinch stole Christmas, the Grinch didn't leave nothing. So you don't want her to Grinch you, brother. So when you get Grinch, guess what happened? Your whole world gonna change around. The first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna be in disbelief when you walk into your where you stay. You're gonna be in disbelief, especially if she clean out everything. And if she have access to the bank account and stuff, oh, it's gonna be a chilly day. and she go get all the money stuff out that account. She take everything she want, and you in that house wherever you stay at, you looking like a little puppy. Then you want to call her on her cell phone, she block you. Or she done change phone number. You don't know where she stay at. You call her family members and friends who you didn't want her to be around, they don't tell you nothing. How you doing, sister? Found to work to the dinner table. So she doesn't tell you anything. You know why she not telling you anything? Because she tried to get your attention. And when she tried to get your attention to fix it, she got tired of you lying. Your words are inconsistent. Your action inconsistent. So she grinched you. You didn't even feel it coming, did you, brother? You didn't feel it. All you know is that when you pulled up, you probably thought she had went to the gym or something because her car wasn't there, right? So remember, you opened the door and you got disoriented because everything gone. You didn't know what to do, did you? She grinched you. She grinched you based on what you did to her. And then some kind of way you find out where she at. And then you want her to come back. That might be the time where she don't want to come back, because though other time she probably left, but she came back. And you see, you had got accustomed to her coming back because she did not grinch you. She didn't take the furniture and stuff with you. So you got used to her going, staying with her mom or her girlfriend, and you just knew she was going to come back. But this time, when she grinched you and took everything, and she cut off the phone and all that kind of stuff, and when you do find out, and then you think she's gonna come back, and then you still want to act like a clown, and you want to cuss and all that kind of stuff. And in her mind, she gonna be thinking, "I'm glad that I left him. Look how he acting. He acting worse than that." Then you end up in court. You end up in court, and don't let you have no children. More than likely, she gonna want the children. And how the system set up, more than likely, she gonna get the children. How the system basically set up, more than likely, she gonna get the children. So not only that, brother, you gonna hurt all kinds of ways. Now it's your turn, brother, to hurt mentally. Now it's your time, brother, to hurt emotionally. Now it's your turn, brother, to hurt physically. Now it's your time, brother, to really get hurt financially. Because you see, everything was getting taken care of when y'all together, right? So guess what? Now, and depending on what type of job you got, you may have to get a second and third job, because depending on what state you're in, they look at supporting everything based on your gross income, not your net income. Now, I know in the state of Georgia, where I'm at right now, they used to go by the gross, but now they consider both parent income. A long time ago they didn't, but in the state of Georgia they look at both income now. But you still gonna have to really pay out. And like I say, if you got a job, brother, and you were doing okay, but while she and the children were there, but when her and the children go, some of that money stuff, it going over there. So you might have to get a second and third job. Then you got to pay. You coming out your pocket all kinds of way, when you should have treated her right from the beginning. You should have treated her right. And since you didn't treat her right, we're going back to what God had Peter to write. As it is written in 1 Peter 3:7. 1 Peter 3:7. 1 Peter 3:7 said, "Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered." So you done messed up all kinds of way, brother. Now your prayers hindered. Now you want to talk to Jesus, right? You want to talk to Jesus and have Jesus make everything right. You see, the thing what Jesus is not going to do, Jesus is not going to force her to come back to you. You see, the thing about Jesus is he doesn't make robot women. He don't make no robot women. She got a free will. So she exercised her free will to go away from you. And you know what's going to really hurt, brother? When you find out that she probably done start dating another man. That's going to get you right there. That's going to get you. You're going to remember all those spicy times you and your wife have. But guess what? Then she bring the children over to you for the weekend. And the children start telling you about Mr. Brown. And you wondering who Mr. Brown is. Mr. Brown is the man that she starts seeing. And let me tell you this, brother. Let me just be clear. Even though your woman is a Christian, she's a woman first. Understand? She's a woman first. Don't get it twisted. Don't think because she's a Christian that she ain't gonna do nothing. She could be a Christian, but she still may start seeing somebody else. Now, like you probably gonna start seeing someone else, but it's sad when those children come to your house on their weekend and the mama kissed them by, and then you and the children playing and stuff. If they little children, then they tell you, Mr. Brown took her to the zoo. Mr. Brown took her to the movie. You wonder who Mr. Brown is. You know that not your wife uncle or nothing like that, because her maiden name didn't used to be Brown. Her maiden name used to be Jones. So Mr. Brown is the man that your woman's seeing. So when she dropped the children off at your place, or you go get the children, let's say you're going to take the children back where she stayed. Now you know where she stayed. You take the children where she stayed, and you see a car parked up there, a car that you're not familiar with. The children familiar with that car, and they happy. They jump out. They say, oh, Mr. Brown here. You know why they so happy? Because Mr. Brown treating them better. Mr. Brown spending more time with them and the mama than you are. And you going to get PO'd, brother, because Mr. Brown doing what you supposed to have been doing. So she opened the door and she's smiling and stuff. And then you probably see Mr. Brown get in his car, and that's Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown speak to you, and you don't even want to speak to Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown didn't cause your woman to start seeing him. You had a lot to do with it, brothers. And this is reality. More than likely, brother, when your wife get to the point where she's gonna leave you, I'm talking to those of you that are married. More than likely, on a scale between 0 and 10, 10 being the highest, out of 10 women, maybe 8 or 7 going to start seeing somebody else. Yes, she might be a Christian, but 8 or 7 of those women out of 10, they're going to start seeing somebody else. And you think they're going to, and what y'all used to do before you get married, guess what? She probably going to be doing it with this new guy. And that's going to tear your head up. Can you brothers imagine this? You married to a woman. And what's going to really kill your mind, you're going to be thinking about when y'all used to go out and stuff together, the good time. That's what you're going to be thinking about. And you know what's going to really mess your mind up, brother? You're going to be thinking about that man touching your woman intimately. You know those little things that you and her do intimately. Now she's doing it with that other man, and they're going to tear your head up. And you can't stop her. And now you're seeing her on social media with this guy. And you know what's going to really, really make you flip? She putting out there on social media that she about to get married. Or somebody come and tell you, you know, your wife, your used to be, she about to get married, man. Or your little children tell you, mommy finna get married to Mr. Brown. That's going to mess you up, brother. So before these things mess you up, think, brother. Think, brother. You got to understand 1 Peter 3:7, it say, give your, you said, it said, husband, dwell with them according to knowledge. You have to have knowledge, brother, when it comes to a woman. And the only way you're going to get that knowledge, you got to get it from the Lord. So when the Lord gives you that that knowledge. How you doing, Sister Gang? When the Lord give you that knowledge, you got to give honor unto the wife. You got to honor her, not put on a pedestal. You got to recognize her as being your wife. And you got to understand this. What comes after that? It said, as unto the weaker vessel. She's the weaker vessel. Women are emotional. You got to keep that in your mind, brother. Women are emotional. And let me tell you this, brother. You know why a lot of women have what are called affairs? Let's just call it what it is, adultery. You know why a lot of women do that? I'm talking about good women. Why do good women a lot of time get caught up in adultery? A lot of time it's not physical. A lot of time it's emotional. You brother got to understand that a lot of time when a woman go be with another man, she would probably prefer to be with you. But a lot of time when they be with another man, it's because at that particular time she gets vulnerable and she looking for a connection. You're not connecting with her on an emotional level. How you doing, Sister Tammy? Welcome to the dinner table. You're not connecting to your woman on an emotional level. So if you're not connecting to your woman on an emotional level, and this other guy, he coming around trying to sweet talk your woman and stuff, and she's vulnerable at that time and she doesn't know it. She's vulnerable. She probably met him at work or something like that. She met him at work and he been constantly on it and she been holding back, hoping that you get okay. But it get to the point where she gets so weak, and then the man come to her at what appear to be his right time. He been asking her to go to lunch. She been saying no. This day she go to lunch with him. He been asking her, let's go walk in the park. This day she go walk in the park with him. He asked her this particular day, have dinner with me. Then she get you to pick up the children from work. She said, she might lie to you and say, I got to work late. Oh, you all got to work. Watch out for that line too. This men and women. I got to work late. That's something, not all the time, but that's something. She tell you, go pick up little Johnny and Susan. I got to work late. She go out to have dinner with what his name? What that guy name? Rico. And then the next thing you know, she got to work late more and more and more. You call her on the phone, it goes to her voicemail where she used to pick it up, but now it's going to her voicemail. She ain't picking up. You texting her, she used to respond like that. She's not doing it. And when she finally respond to you, say, hey, I've been calling you, what happened? Or I've been texting you. Then she say, I was busy. And then you're going to say, what you mean you busy? I'm your husband. She said, I was busy. And you're going to notice her tone going to change too. Especially if she had gotten a taste of another man. And you see the dangerous part when she get a taste of another man and she's vulnerable at that time, she could start having feelings for that man. That's when it get dangerous because she was looking for an emotional attachment from you. So when she won't get an emotional attachment from you, she's vulnerable. Then she go where this man at, she end up over his house or somewhere, and then they do the grown folks stuff. And now, guess what? She become one with that other man. Anybody who you have such a relationship with, you become one with them. Now she have a soul tie to this other man. She didn't intend on having no soul tie to the other man. That's why her feeling probably gonna start changing for that man. She might have felt guilty when she did that physical stuff at that time, but the more y'all relationship get regular, the more she's gonna get emotionally entrenched with that other man. She's gonna get more of a soul tie with that man. Yes, she may come home. Yes, y'all may do the grown folk stuff at night. But you're gonna notice this, brother, how she used to be spontaneous and stuff. You're gonna notice that she's gonna become the ice queen. She probably just gonna lay there and let you do your Mr. stuff like Hello Color Purple. She's gonna let you do your Mr. stuff, and she's just gonna be laying there unresponsive. And then she's gonna look at the clock. She's going to look at that clock. And then she's going to say, okay, he won't do it. I'm going to squeeze down on him to make him pop just like that. And then when you get finished, she just get up like it wasn't nothing. But when she was with Rico, she was on and popping. She was doing all kinds of stuff what she used to do with you. I'm just giving you some truth, brother. I don't want you to get to this point where you contribute to your woman being with another man for the wrong reason, because you've been hurting her mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and all that kind of stuff. I don't want her to use that as no excuse, because they will throw it back up in your face what you used to do and what you're not doing. They will throw it. They'll say stuff like, I did this because you didn't do this, or you didn't do this, or you did that. That's how a lot of time they would do it. So, brother, don't give her no excuse to bounce on you. And the tragic part of everything, not only that, your prayers get hindered. You looking for that other job, you just knew you had a good interview, you don't get it. Your car break down, everything started going wrong because of how you treat that woman. So, my brother and sister, if you have any comments or questions, you can go ahead and put it in the comment section. Just put wait, and I will address it. Any comments or any questions? And I hope that you all enjoy our conversation at the dinner table tonight when she tell you that she needs time to herself. Brother, you do not ever, never, ever, never, never, ever want to hear those words coming to your ears. Your woman telling you she tell you that she need time to herself. So that's why you have to have wisdom, knowledge, understanding, discernment. Treat that woman right. Treat that woman as the second most important thing in your life behind your relationship with Christ. If you remember, brother, to keep that woman the second most important thing in your life behind the Lord, you should have a successful relationship, especially if you are a Christian and she's a Christian. If you keep things in priority and remember you need to serve the Lord, brother. Because if you serve the Lord will be in you. He would teach you, show you, guide you how to love your wife. Because the Bible clearly say a husband that love his wife, love himself. The question is, brother, do you marry, brother? Do you love, if you're married, do you love yourself? Based on how you treat your wife, they're going to tell you whether or not you love yourself. How you talk to her, how you respond to her, your priority, how you respond to her, because they be looking at your thoughts, brother. Everything that you say and do, even when you're not around her, is going to affect her. If it's not if it's not directly, it's going to be indirectly. So, brother, I know you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. No woman is perfect. But, brother, everything you think about, especially when it comes to a woman, you got to be on point. The only way you're going to understand your woman, brother, you got to have a relationship with Christ, because Christ know your woman. Christ have to teach you about your woman. You have to learn your woman. Just like you have to learn your woman, just like you kind of the strings on her head. You have to learn her. You have to anticipate what she's gonna say. You have to anticipate what she's gonna do. You have to do some things that please her. You see, your main thing, brother, is to love her as Christ loved the church. How deep did Christ love the church? He gave his life up for the church. And that's what you got to be willing to do, brother. Your wife, nobody or nothing come before your wife but Christ himself. I hope you, brother and sister, enjoyed this meal at the dinner table tonight. I enjoyed being with you all. I always enjoy being with you all. And I hope that you brother and sister, you have a good night. Remember this, what we're talking about. Believe this. Say la vie. Peace out. Good night, my brothers and sisters. Have a good one.